oppose an Arizona-style bill. Why? Because we can't afford illegal immigration in the state of Florida. What is your approach to increasing jobs in the state of Florida? Number one is we need to get government out of our business.
Yay.
Government regulation is killing our small businesses. I know for a fact, because one, I am a small businessman. As a farmer and small businessman, I understand the dilemma that DEP and other regulatory authorities, even in Tallahassee, much less what Washington submitted to us. So, I mean, the elephant starts in Tallahassee and then the big elephants in Washington. So it's up to us to stop government's intrusion into our businesses. And by doing that, we will put folks back to work. And that's one of the things that I'm going to work very hard on, is getting government out. Support signing bills, or support the fact that you have read the bill. I try to read every bill prior to making the vote on it in Tallahassee. I've done that for 9 years and will continue. That's the reason this little issue with the septic tanks that is crept up. I was fortunate enough that I was aware that that language was in there to try to kill that bill. And I was able to kill it in committee, but when it came over from the Senate, we were unable to kill it at that time. So you have my word as your next state senator. That's the number 3 bill that I'm going to file. There was a question here concerning freeze bonuses, salaries for state employees. State employees haven't had a raise in 3 years. Why? Because we haven't had revenue. And so, no, state employees, you do not have to worry about bonuses or salary increases at this point in time. But I'll tell you what, it's time that even Tallahassee can live within its means, and it's time Washington has to have a balanced budget if I'm going to have to foot the bill. So the efficiency and streamlining our state agencies. Back about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, we started at that particular time. We started that every state agency, every 8 years, would come under scrutiny and would have to reapply, that the legislature would have to actually pass a bill that would reenact each one of the agencies. DCA is under heavy scrutiny right now because they did not get reenacted last year and may have a problem getting reenacted. And that's one of the things that would help us with our small businesses or businesses in general, and actually would take and make us more competitive with Alabama. Education, the FCAT, not working. Well, the FCAT I think is outlived because right now we're in the process of changing from the FCAT to an end-of-course exam. But one of the things when we talk about education, we need to see that our students are taught things like Constitution, civics, history. You know, if they don't realize where our country came from, then at some point in time, they will not see the destruction, and they need to be aware so that destruction never happens. And how do you do that? By teaching them what our forefathers had to go through and the reason that we have this great nation. And I believe that that's the reason that we should increase the education on history, civics, and how our government's run. You know, the 10th Amendment is one of the things that's really, really important to us as Floridians and other members of the other states. And the reason for that is we do not want Congress or the national government to have say over each one of the states. You know, if it's not prohibited or granted in the Constitution, that right belongs to the state. And just like the Ninth Amendment, those rights belong to us, the people. And if it's not prohibited, then by golly, we shouldn't have to give them up. And you have a strong voice in Tallahassee, and I wish I could say, man, I was going to Washington. Because I would sure like to jump right in the middle of it up there. But anyway, God bless you all. God bless America. And y'all have a wonderful day. And I hope that helped get us back on schedule.